Hello students, a very good afternoon everyone. Dear students, in the previous class, yesterday, we have learnt the new lesson, that is a dragon called tsunami. Okay, so today we are going to discuss question answers and grammar part of that lesson. So all of you open the page number 18. Okay. So let us discuss. Firstly, let us discuss oral questions. First question: what is a tsunami? Name to more natural disasters. So tsunami is a natural disaster in which huge seas waves strike the land, causing massive loss of lives and property. So the other two disasters are earthquakes and eruptions of volcanoes. Okay, this is the answer for the second question. And the first question. The second one: why did Gombe look down uneasily? So why did she look down uneasily? So Gombe looked down uneasily at the village nestling below the hill because all the people were so busy for the harvest festival that they had not even noticed the earthquake. Okay, so this is the answer for the second question. And let us go to the next page, that is the page number 19. So dear students, get ready with the pen or pencil here. So multiple choice questions. First question: what was the main occupation of the people living in Gombe's village? So what was the main occupation, job, okay, work of the people living in Gombe's village? So there are four options: fishing, B carpentry, C farming, D weaving. So which is the correct option? Option C is the farming is the correct option. So tick the right mark. Option C. Option C. Okay, farming. Farming is the main occupation of the people living in Gombe's village. Okay. The second one: an agony of pain and fear twisted his stomach. So why did he feel the pain? Why did he feel the pain? Option A: he was scared. B: he was hurt. C: he felt sad that he would lose all his rice. And D: he was not well. So which option is correct among these four options? So option C is the right answer. He felt sad that he would lose all his rice. Okay, rice tax. So tick the right mark to the option C. And the third question: why did the villagers rise up the hill? Why did the villagers race up the hills? A: to put off the fire. B: to see what was happening. C: in fear. D: to save themselves. Okay, so which option is correct? Option A: to put off the fire. So the villagers race up the hills because to put off the fire. Okay, next let us come to the word quiz. Filling up the entire sky and rushing towards them at a tremendous speed. Which words in this sentence tell that the speed was very high? Very high. So which word in this sentence do you know, my dear students? Just a minute, my dear students. Dear students, oh, it's not working properly. Oh my god. S. No, 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 no. Okay, there are four options. So which word tell us the speed was very high? Filling up, entire, tremendous, rushing. So which option is the correct? Which option, sorry, which word tell us the speed was very high? So tremendous. Okay, the speed was very high. Option C is the correct one. And let us go to the next one, that is read and answer. That is read and answer. So dear students, okay, the first question, where did Gombe live? Where did Gombe live? Gombe lived at the top of a hill. So this is the answer for the first question. And second one, what were the people of the village busy doing? The people of the village were busy in their fields, preparing for the harvest festival. Okay. The third one, how was the wind blowing? So the wind was blowing in the wrong direction. It was blowing from the land towards the sea. Then the fourth one, describe the tsunami. How was the tsunami? The tsunami started far in the sea as a thin black line seemed to rise and throb in the sky. Within seconds, it grew enormous, filling up the entire sky and rushing towards them at a tremendous speed. Okay. Then the last question, what did the tsunami do to the village? So the tsunami devastated the entire village. So this is the answer for the fifth question. And let us move to the next main, that is the think and answer. So dear students, let us go to the think and answer. Okay, the first question, why was Gombe horror stricken? So Gombe was horror stricken to see that the wind was blowing in the wrong direction. Okay. And second one, what kind of a person was Gombe? What kind of she is? So sorry, is. Gombe was a kind person. Okay. Then third one, if you had been in Gombe's place, what would you have done? So what would you have done if you in the place of Gombe? What would you have done? So you can write on your own way. Okay, like I would have done the same thing, or you can write. You can choose a best answer, and you can say. Okay, you can write. Okay, no problem. And the fourth question, what do you think happened after the tsunami was over? After the tsunami was over. So what do you think? So after the tsunami was over, people would have understood Gombe's sacrifice and try to compensate his loss. Okay, to fulfill his loss. Okay, to pay his loss. Okay, then the fifth one, who is the hero in this story? Why do you think so? It is a value based question, so you have to you have to answer on your own basis. Okay, so Gombe is the hero of the story because he saved all the villagers from the natural calamity, tsunami, through his presence of mind. So this is the answer. And let me go to the next page, my dear students. So that is the page number 20. So read this sentence and answer the questions that follow. So read the main sentence and you have to answer those four questions. Okay, the first one, so what is the sentence? Leave that alone. Leave that alone. So who said these words and to whom? So leave that alone. Who said these words and to whom? Do you know, my dear student? Oh my God. Let me. Okay. Tremendous and rushing, la. Oh. Okay. So Gombe said these words to a group of boys who were trying to put out the fire in his stacks of rice straw. Okay, so These were said by Gombe to a group of boys who were trying to put out the fire in his stacks of rice straw. And the second question, why did the speaker say this? Why did he say? The speaker said this because he wanted the villagers to call their fellow villagers to the hilltop soon before the tsunami hit the village. What does that refer to? So that refers to the stacks of rice. Stacks of rice straw that were aflame. Okay. And the last question, what happens next? What happens next? So more and more villagers came quickly to the top of Gombe's hill, where Gombe counted them, ensuring that all villagers be saved from the tsunami. Okay, and let us go to the last question, that is HOTS, higher order thinking skills. If Gombe had not burnt his rice crop, what would have happened? So what would have happened? So you have to write on your own. So if Gombe had not burnt his rice crop, all the villagers would have been dead. Okay. Then, dear students, let me go to the next page. So that is grammar. That is grammar. So what is today's topic? Let me, okay. So, infinitives. So, do you know, my dear students, what are infinitives? Do you know? So, an infinitive verb is essentially the base form of a verb with the word to in front of it. When you use an infinitive verb, the to is a part of the verb. Okay, it is not acting as a preposition in this case. So dear students, see, an infinitive is a verb, essentially the base form of a verb with the word to in front of it. Okay, when you use an infinitive verb, the to is the to is a part of the verb. It is also part of the verb, and it is not acting as a preposition. It is not an action. It is not a acting as a preposition. It is not a preposition in this case. Okay, some example: to be, to have, to hold, to sleep, to spend, to write, to teach. So to teach, to write are these are the infinitive. So here. Okay, have you understood? So underline the infinitives in these sentences. So there are 4 sentences are there, no? So read the sentences and underline carefully. Say here, the photographer asked the child to smile sweetly. So here to smile. So to smile is it is an infinitive. To plus verb 1. To plus verb 1. So we say to smile. Okay, to smile is a infinitive. Okay, underline the word to smile. And the second one, I want to go to China, but I don't have enough money for the ticket. So in this sentence, to go is a noun, it is a infinitive. Okay, an infinitive. Okay, underline the word to go. In the third one, she agreed to stitch my dress by Monday. So here, to stitch, to plus verb, stitch is a noun, it is an infinitive. So underline the word to stitch. And the fourth one, Ajit has planned to visit his grandparents tomorrow. So in this sentence, to visit is it is an infinitive. Okay, then let us go to the next one, that is the B main. Fill in the blanks with the correct words from the box. Don't forget to add to. Okay, to make an infinitive. Okay, here a patient visited a doctor. The doctor asked him to sit down. To sit. To plus sit verb. To sit down. Then he asked him to describe his illness. The patient said, I don't know how to tell. To tell. Okay. To plus tell. Tell is no here. T-double-L. Tell. You, wherever I touch with my finger, it hurts. The doctor asked the patient to lie. To lie down. To lie. L-I-E. L-I-E. You can see here. Where it is here. L-I-E. To lie down. He began to examine. Okay. To examine the patient. Then the doctor asked the patient to put. To T-O-P-U-T. Put. Okay. To put his finger on the area of the body that hurt. Then the patient did it and screamed every time he put his finger on his body. The doctor got up and began to smile. S-M-I-I-L-E. To smile. You can write here to smile. He said, there is no need to worry. W-O-R-R-Y. To worry. It is your finger that is broken. It is your finger that is broken. Have you understood, my dear students? Okay, have you filled? So you should fill with 2 plus 1. Okay, infinitive. And let us go to the next one, that is phrases. So what is phrases? A phrase is a group of words that make some sense but not complete sense. See, a phrase is a group of words that makes some sense. Okay, not complete sense, not fully sense. Okay, for example, and a phrase does not have a verb. A phrase sentence. The sentence which we call phrases. So they don't have a verb. For example, is there on the chair? Is there on the chair? Okay, here you can understand half only. Okay, not fully. Okay, it does not have any verb. Correct? No. So on the chair is the phrase. Here, take the correct phrases to complete the sentences. To complete the sentences. Here, first one, the girl on the bike or in the bike is my sister. So you have to choose the correct phrase. The girl on the bike is here. It is correct. On the bike is my sister. So on the bike, tick the or underlined. Second one, huge waves rushed on the shore or towards the shore. So here, huge waves rushed towards the shore. Okay. Then third one, my mother bakes delicious buns or delicious food. My mother bakes delicious buns or delicious food. So delicious buns. Okay. Bakes is there here. Then fourth one, I borrowed this book from the library. From the library is a phrase. Okay. Then the last one, fifth one, Mr. Sharma goes to a walk or for a walk every morning. Here Mr. Sharma goes for a walk every morning. Okay, dear students, let me go to the next main, that is B1. Fill in the blanks with phrases of your own and complete the sentences. Okay, in the next page. So turn the page number 22. Okay, here you are. Okay, so first one, Jatin and Nitin are going to the movie. To the movie, you can add here. Okay, Jatin and Nitin are going to the movie. Next, second word, the vendor is carrying a bucket on his cart. The vendor is carrying a bucket on his cart. Okay. The third one, they sent the letter. They sent the letter to the chief editor or to the chief minister. You can write here. Okay. Then the fourth one, the baby kangaroo sits. The baby kangaroo sits in the pouch in her mother, of her mother. Okay, in the pouch of her mother. So you can write here in the pouch of her mother. Okay, have you understood, my dear students? And let us go to the next one, that is the learn new words. So fill in the crosswords with the antonyms of the words given below. Each answer is the opposite of the its clue. Antonyms means the meanings of opposites. Okay, so the first one, tame. What is the opposite of tame? Wild. You can write here W-I-L-D, wild. Okay, the second one, rough. What is the opposite of rough? Smooth. Okay, where is the second one here? I am unable to. Okay, S-M-O-O-T-H, smooth. Then third one, shallow. What is the opposite of shallow? S-D. D-double-E-P here. D-double-E-P, deep. And sixth one, correct no? And sixth one, easy. Easy, opposite is difficult. D-I-F-F-I-C-U-L-T, difficult. And seventh one, dangerous. Seventh one, dangerous. Opposite is safe. S-A-F-E, safe. And let's go top to down. Narrow. Narrow opposite is wide. W-I-D-E. W-I-D-E. And second one, hard. Hard opposite is soft. S-O-F-T. S-O-F-T, soft. And third one, shiny. Shiny opposite is dull. D-U-L-L, dull. Okay. And fourth one, rude. R-U-D-E. Rude opposite is polite. P-O-L-I-T-E. Polite. Okay. And eighth one, false. False opposite is true. T-R-U-E. True. Have you understood, my dear students? Are you understanding? And the last one, healthy. Healthy opposite is, where is the ninth one here? Ill. I-double-L. Ill. Ill means unhealthy, sick. Okay. I-double-L, ill. So have you understood, my dear students? And let me go to the next main, that is learn to use the dictionary. So find out the difference between sleep means what and nap means what. What is mean? Both of those words give similar meaning, but there is a difference. Okay, a lot of difference is between these two words. Sleep means the natural state of rest in which your eyes are closed. Your body is not active and your mind is not conscious. So we say sleep. Okay. So we can go to bed for sleep at night. Correct? No. And nap means a short sleep, especially during the day. When you felt hurt, so when you felt tired, you go for a nap. Correct? No, a short sleep. So a short sleep is called nap. Okay. And second one, wave and shake. So wave means to move your hands or arms from side to side. No, tata ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. Okay. Well, when you are doing tata to your relatives, so how do you do? So you move your hands or arms from side to side in the air to attract attention or say hello. Okay. So we say wave. And shake means to take somebody's hand and move it up and down as a way to say hello. So this is the meaning of shake. And warm and hot. So warm and hot. What is the difference between warm and hot? Do you know, my dear friends? So warm means at a temperature that is pleasant rather than hot or cold. So we say warm. And hot means feeling heat in an unpleasant or uncomfortable way. We say hot. Okay. Have you understood, my dear students? And Let me go to the next main, that is the writing skill. So that is, I think that is this is the last one. Okay, here imagine you are the head of the village where the dragon tsunami struck. The tsunami is over and everyone in the village is safe. The villagers want to give an award to Gombe for his brave feat. Okay, you are asked to make a speech praising Gombe and his act. Write a short speech that you will read out at the award ceremony. Do not forget to tell the people what they must do in times of a natural disaster. Example, keeping calm. So, dear students, so anyway, the tsunami was over, and Gombe, she has saved all the villagers' life. Correct? No. So the villagers had planned. So have planned to a ceremony to praising ceremony, praising Gombe. So in that you have to praise her. Okay, you have to praise her. How do you praise her in the ceremony? So you have to write a speech. How do you praise her? So let me tell you, dear villagers, you know why we have gathered here. Ugly. We are here to salute courageous Gombe. It is because of him that we are alive today. He did not think of himself and sacrificed all he had to save the villagers. No award can match Gombe's act. But to show how the villagers love Gombe, I would like to give this award to him on their behalf. My dear villagers, always remember one thing: don't panic. Rush to safe places and remain calm during disasters. So, these are the praising words how we praise the brave, courageous Gombe. So, dear students, so this is the today's class. I hope you have all you have understood well, and after posting this video, I will post uh, key answers of this lesson. Okay, so what you do, you have to copy the key answers in your notebook neatly, question with answer in your notebook neatly. Okay, and I hope all you have understood well, and let me meet in the next class. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.